Join lawyer Shilon and engineer Mengat every Sunday at 8 p.m. Sierra Leone time. Streaming live on all VOS social media platforms. Stay informed, stay engaged, stay connected with VOS.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever on the world. This is Mohammed Shilon on VOS coming to you now live, and this you go ask anybody who familiar with the show. No, so they can catch me anywhere, from anywhere. So today, August 9th, 2026. So my co-host, Mr. Mengot, is not going to be here or not going to be here today. He may not be here tomorrow. They get commitments them. So I will be doing the show by myself. So we will reserve some issues them for before we come back, particularly we very heavily into the constitutional amendment and the governmental modification and all parliamentary rules and all the internet there. But nonetheless, we will touch on some of the issues today. So, and if you want to get any question you want to ask or call in, please feel free to do so. So, when we understand this show, when I know say live, not say interactive, meaning you can call and voice your opinion, or you can send in a written comments as the show goes on. So you are not restricted, or you can just listen. And also, let me apologize to Una for us starting exactly an hour late. And that's because, again, we run into some administrative difficulties, and we had to get things prepared, streamlined before we go on the air. So, my apology to Una again. Now, Una we familiar with the network. Una know say we get several platforms from where they come for reach Una. So we get YouTube, we get Facebook, we get X, when I formerly Twitter. Then one day, if you go na vostelevision.com, you can able track we down on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, we then call X now. So that's vostelevision.com. If you want, and if you do drive, or you get telephone from which you can view the show, get laptop or desktop from which you can view the show, you can go on the radio, when vosradio.com. Of course, all them thing they had, and go to www.vosradio.com, www.vostelevision.com, and for Twitter, VOS, they're all VOS Television. So you were able to find now then sites then there. We also get what you call Twitch TV. If you go on VOS Television, you go able for find we. Now, for go on the radio station, when at 91.9 FM, I always can try for remind with listeners, our audience, for be able to reach 91.9 on the radio, you get for download the VOS app. The VOS app, for be able to download them, you get for going at the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, and download the VOS app for be able to get 91.9. If you not do so, you just dial 91.9. If you're in an area where get a radio identification number as 91.9 FM, anywhere you did, you go reach the wrong station because it not going to be VOS. So for do so, you get for download the VOS app. When you download the VOS app, then that guarantees say now you will get not to another program at another station we get the same number as 91.9 FM. So I strongly encourage you now for do that. In addition to that, the other thing is we get what you call the VOS Diaspora Helping Hands, a non-profit organization. Now, organization, we try for raise money for picking them where to go school, but they not get the money for push them school and salon, but they not get the money for push them ahead. They not get the money forget what you take like book supplies, uniforms, and a lot of other things them, and transportation to school, a lot of things we can make a picking, and the parents they not get work, or if they work, so they not work much money for be able for provide that daily allowance there. So when they try, so some of them beginning, then they drop out, then they market, then they begin sell, and which is really unfortunate, because it's one thing if a boy is out there selling market at school going age, but girls are particularly vulnerable to sexual abuse. Would you see that when you get a girl picking who is of age, it is sell mango or mangro, or as we can call them, that just put them in a position of fire, so to speak, because people will not want the mango, then go want the person where they sell the mango. So these are some of the weaknesses and the temptations and the disadvantages then with some of them and picking it out in the face, So it's unfortunate. So would they kill a lot of young, smart, potential brains them because of economic inability or disability. So because of that, would they raise them money here for help student, the one that want to go to school and get the ability to go to school, let money not be the problem. So if you want for go now the website now www.vosdiaspora.org. VOS, V like in Victor, diaspora.org. So with that said, I would like for that switch to waiting with the cover today. We get so much going on at Salon, not to everything everybody could be interested in. So we just try for cover as much as we possibly can cover. Now, we know say we anticipate election 2028. So there are a lot of things that are in motion right now in Sierra Leone, in readiness or in preparedness for that election day coming about 2 years or less, or about 2 years from now or less. So there is a battle. The battle eats up whether, number one, the main party, opposition party na APC. And una no say me give me your opinion in terms of why is it just APC when at least 14 opposition parties are listed or political parties are listed in the country. Yet we only hear about APC, APC, APC. Whatever happened to the other party them? Why is it advantageous for just APC for be the alternative party to SLPP that's now the party in power? But the battle they heat up now in terms of the current situation of things. Now we'll get a video we'll play, an interview by Mr. Labrana Ba of former clerk of the House, Mr. Paran Tarawallie, where the talk say everything is baked in, is done, is finished. APC not get much leverage with respect to whether the PR system the next election will be, because they point out some constitutional requirements or statutory requirements. We say that's the way things would be. And when Mr. Ba push him a little bit, say, well, I want to plan down there, or that we do arrange or agree on. He said, no, not to anything where we get anything for do it. That's just the way it is. I just want to sound them out. So that led me to a certain issue or point or concern about the APC and the opposition. At the time when APC, they try for, I would say, triangulate or just suffocate the smaller party them, which I think is a wrong strategy. The smaller parties should be given room to breathe because now then savior than for the opposition. So it behooves me for just see APC making all efforts, working more with SLPP in terms of trying to just amass power than working with the smaller parties them, where the SLPP is, since now the ruling party now, they're at a great advantage ahead of APC, and APC they're at a great disadvantage. It seems like they fall back at the smaller party, but I don't know their strategy, which made them think say by muzzling up the APC, the smaller parties them, you know, like the Unity Party, the C4C, and all that one and there, that is advantageous to APC. And every time we do this show, we don't claim for know a lot of things. But we try to encourage the government people or the people that were anxious for going to power, for either take issue with we or can explain things to them a lot better. Because there are a lot of things for APC to do, where to me is a little bit baffling. It's strange. It leaves me speechless. But before we go that far, let me just get be able to expand on the point where I want to make. Let get the control room for play the interview between Mr. Labran Abba, a well-known broadcast interviewer in Australian, and an able interviewer too, very able, very talented, and Mr. Paran Tarawallie, we conduct some time ago. So I go ask the control room for please play and for we.
I only wish there should be this conversation about how we get an hybrid system where things could work. But you think this is going to pass? It's going to be a PR system?
Anyhow, you PAMA is a PR system. Okay. So me, I like for say and as I see I'm SLPP, something and they are not for divulging the public, but let me say it this way. The constitution clear. So anyhow, we'll look at an 2028 election is going to be PR.
How? If they not amend the constitution?
If they not amend the constitution itself, by provision of law, there is no way would they even able to go into any other election rather than PR.
Why?
38A say, if for any reason you're not able to delineate constituencies, President may direct that elections be conducted using PR. So PR is already in the constitution.
And first past the post is there already.
It's there already.
But we're having census. And Dr. Biden, I read something, just a reference that. Say, unless this government wants to say, okay, we need to get census again, after the census we delineate constituencies, then we not get PR.
No, the Census Act clear. You delineate constituencies 2 years to elections. Anything short, you can't.
So we can still get the census and not get constituencies?
Definite.
So that is the ball game of the SLPP?
That's no ball game. That's the situation. So this is why APC for just allow the PR. Because if you don't allow it, 38A will still set in.
So that's the reggae on the...
Not on reggae. You know, still they get the point where they make. Not what we making. Now the situation you're making. We for do census. Census now they take place. Now anybody say that now census will take place? Because of the situation we found ourselves, that now census they take place.
But census is 2 years to election. It's if it happen this.
It happened this December. Exactly. Now they conclude. Where done we get for write the report.
Yeah.
And the report probably going to come out somewhere next year around. So the earliest say people work set 10 for pull that report. Now in 3 months time, say March. If report come on next year March, from March next year to say October 2028. It's about 1 year or months. So
this is the point. Census was going to happen last year. So it was postponed to this year.
So the preparedness was the problem. Money was the problem. APC, the issues where then the raise was a problem. all of these things. So census is happening definitely.
Is this the SLPP idea of?
I said not anybody making. It's not my making, it's not your making. It's just that census get to happen anyway.
But if the law says census will happen 2 years before the election, and
not the census will happen, therefore delineate.
Then we have the census
2
in
years
2020.
before election.
So, but that is it. But because if it happen now, we can delineate like how you explain.
So that is why they say APC. You know, let me tell you something with the Apple Lamrana. This country, now we all get answer.
All right. For our listeners, here is, I mean, Mr. Tarawallie is ably raising an issue that seems to be very persuasive, maybe even correct, but he's very convinced they're on the right trajectory or the right track in the sense that it's baked in, it's a done deal, no matter what APC wish or no wish, that the PR system, the election will be conducted, the 2020 election will be conducted with the PR system. All right? And again, reason, the delineation of a constituency and so forth and so on. Okay, this is what he says. Now, to me, with Mr. Tarawallie being as pronounced and even sure of what the outcome will be in terms of what system of election are we going to undergo in 2028. My question is, number one, does the APC agree with them? You see, and if so, we need the APC to come back and explain to me why is he right? If he's not right, will anybody step forward from the APC and take an open disagreement with this declaration we make? The man sounds very credible. He sounds very convincing. And this is now one of the problems that I've always had with APC. I don't think they do the due diligence. Because if you take the point to Mr. Paran Tarawallie they make, and he keep repeating it, he say, hey, we're not going to have to do that. Not by way of doing, not by anybody in doing. It just happened by operation of law, by us, certain things should have been done that were not done for whatever reasons, or for a variety of reasons. These things were not done. As a result of that, we're running into a time lapse. So regardless of how soon we start, we're not going to meet the requirement of the statute or the act. Where the 2-year requirement. That's his position. Now, the thing about the law sometimes can be very definitive, very clear. The law also, despite its appearance of clarity, can be also, in a matter of wit, smartness, interpretation, in-depth analysis of anything that is written in the statute or in the act. Does the APC have anything in rebuttal or in disagreement? Or do they acquiesce, or are they going to acquiesce or agree with Mr. Paran Tarawallie for saying he's right? Because you see, you can tell by what he's saying, they are paying close attention to the Constitution, to the acts, and then they try for live up to, because it's advantageous to them. So if APC become derelict or careless, or they not do the due diligence, SLPP just sit back, like the Muhammad Ali boxing thing, and say, we do it, what you call ropey dope. Let APC spend all their time for punch, and then when they get weak, we're going to just come at them and defeat them. So SLPP, they play the ropey dope. Meaning leaning on the ropes, taking all the punches with the hope of preserving the power punch or punches for comeback and knock SLPP, APC out. And this is what we're seeing. Because if you listen to Paran Tarawallie, he said, well, I'm not supposed to divulge this, which is just tactical, strategic meeting or get together with engage. Then they'll look at the Constitution, then they'll examine the Electoral Act, then they'll conclude, say, time is against APC because APC, they'll drop the ball. They now try to take a lot of things to account. And my own question is, I'm not trying to cry down the intellect of people, but APC get a lot of lawyers, some of whom are very renowned in the country. You mean they all sit down, they make time lapse or time run out? So in law, then lawyer know what you had to talk about. There's a thing called statute of limitation, where you say you must bring an action within a specific period of time or else you lose your right to bring the action there. Okay, that legal action there. So if we go back to Paran Tarawallie, this is an equivalent of a statute of limitation. Timelines or limitations given to do certain things. Now, so why should we think APC is a viable opposition? And when you say viable, a viable entity opposition, or that viability that we're going to talk about, now a group or a group of people or an organization that is always in readiness for takeover government at any time when the opportunity presents itself, through legitimate means, of course. Okay? So I don't see how APC did demonstrate viability. I don't see how APC did demonstrate to the country that if for whatever miraculous reason, because, and make me, you know, when SLPP came to power in I think 2018, they were shocked that they won, because all the indications that the people were having in the country, except the people were very disgruntled with APC. SLPP felt they were at a great disadvantage for even get back to power. But the people happened to do to APC what APC did to SLPP in 1967. Because you misread the barometer. You think you get support when the support is not there. Because I don't want to go too far into we political history, but that's what happened in 1967. Sir Albert Magai, thinking he didn't have enough support, not the North, for whatever reason, they don't misbrand the political parties them as SLPP being a southern and eastern party, and APC, even though there is no factual basis for that conclusion there, SLPP not to southern eastern party. SLPP was formed by a variety of people in the north, in the western area, like Pa Mustafa them, Chief Yom Keladem, and people at the south and the east, but somehow it's been captured. SLP has been captured by a particular tribe who claim hold, a stranglehold on the party, and some of them need to know the history. Well, going back to APC, a lot of the people who formed the APC led to the misunderstanding that APC is a northern party. Do you know? But I was in Bo in 67. There was APC there. I was in Kalaun districts, Tenembu, Upper Bambara chiefdom, because they will be the do business. Now they will be the do business. I be just this school na Bo. And let me remind people, because if some of me and family misunderstand. So Bo, every time I say Bo, I get for making clear. Can I say I go school at Bo, people say, oh, you go Bo school. No, I don't go Bo school. I go Ahmadiyya Secondary School na Bo. Okay? It's a different issue. I think it was the best secondary school during my own term. And we had some good schools. We had both school, we had CKC, we had UCC. I take the position, I can argue anybody, that Ahmadiyya was the best among those 4 schools. But it's a different subject matter. I just want to lay that premise there. So people need to think of that, and they can call me, we can argue the points, okay? And if I'm not only in Abo, I think we were the best school, secondary school in the entire country in the 60s, okay? But, so I was in Bo. I saw what happened. APC did it. I was in Pendembu, Kalam district. APC existed there, but the odds were against them. Okay, so what happened? The history is Sir Albert, not knowing the strength of his support in the North, but was fearful of losing the North, decided to get Honorable Kanebure for be a man for going at the North and begin give people Sir Albert tried to rig the election. Okay, so it take Kanebure, it give them all extra ballot for give extra supporters, and people can go cast them vote, then cast more than 1 vote. So some people will cast 50 votes, 30 votes, 1 person, you know, and get a chunk. Unbeknown to Sir Albert, because Kanebure assurance say he get control over the North. So Kanebure was one of his trusted lieutenants. So unbeknown to him was that when these things were given to people who were pretentiously claiming to be SLPP in the North, but at heart, they were APC. So when Kanebure go give 100 ballots to 1 person, he go cast them all for APC. But that person, they claim saying a SLPP. So surprise, surprise, at the end of it all, when everything come to a standstill, APC 32 seats, SLPP 32 seats. APC win overwhelmingly in the North, SLPP win overwhelmingly in the North and the West. APC in the North and the West, SLPP win overwhelmingly in the South and the East. So they can't withdraw. Just quick history. Now, there were 2 or 3 other guys from the South, Moyamba, Leone'S, you know, Kutubuka Samba at the East, Leone'S of Moyamba. Both of whom were a lawyer, who had a falling out with Sir Albert. So Sir Albert take the SLPP, these were SLPP guys. So Sir Albert withdraw before the election, take the symbol from them. The SLPP symbol is saying not to give them. They give other people. And so these guys were determined, they run independently, and they defeat the SLPP candidate to which Sir Albert give the symbol. So they became the balance of power, you know? And so when it came to that point, Sir Albert tried to swing them by using the tribal hook for say, we're all a brother, we're all a Minde, we're all a this, we're all a that, Kutubuka Samba, these were men. Leone'S was saying, no, brotherhood, no, Kanaya. We will not be agree with you on policy, you take away the symbol from we, instead of try to reconcile with differences. So now that we maintain the balance, we're not going to support you now. So that's how things came about. That was the beginning of the entry of APC. That was a newly formed party then. They were very new. Because SLPP had been in existence with the UPP and the PNP, which now be Sir Albert Magayin party, PNP. You know, you get other political party like UPP, like I said. So APC was just a newly formed party, and then all of a sudden, they became a major contender. So we see a similar thing, not quite, happen with Ernest Koroma, them, where they don't fix everything, thinking that they go win. Then all of a sudden, things went beyond expectation. There was this turn of event will make SLPP win in 2018. So you would think we will learn from that, but it doesn't seem that way. You know? And so now, what you would just hear, the way Paran Tarawallie, they just analyze the situation, because the PR system is advantageous to the current government and the current party in power. And I wouldn't blame them, because there's a thing we would always forget about human nature. The reason why there are laws, the reason why there is constitution, not because you cannot trust the human element in us, because we're not perfect. We get bias, we get hatred, we get vindictive, cruelty in us. There are a lot of characteristics we get where God put in we can exhibit from different time to time. That's why you need documents such as constitution or statute. I can make Mr. Shillong, want to talk to him right now. With the best of intention, I could tell you some of the things that I not go ever do. Because I believe him. I believe in myself. But now I don't know how much power is going to impact me for change my characteristic or put me to the real test. Because of that uncertainty, I make, if Mr. Shillong say, make me a dictator, we not agree. If I say, no, Mr. Shillong, I trust you and everything. I believe you mean well. But the power of the presidency is awesome. When you get there, you may not be the same man. If I tell you, say, Mr. Shillong, you ain't no, I might vex. But if I don't get that power, they will hurt you. I could just vex or laugh about it. But if I get the power for hurt you, I could say, now me to talk to her like that, me a president, when I go squeeze them, when I go pick them up. That's the power you want to take away from people. But we figure, say, if we're all in at the same party, we forgive, we hate, man. And we don't see instances. I hate for going to this way. Shaka Stevens killed more political associates than any other political party I know of. These were people at one time they were seen eye to eye. So when they don't agree, all of a sudden, the Dr. Fona, the Ibrahim Taki, then one day, they become antagonists. Next thing you know, they were charged with treason. Next thing you know, they were being executed. Next thing you know, their body were being defaced. Next thing you know, they're not even giving their body to people. And these were people who fought hard against SLPP. So why we don't learn from that kind of thing here, it beats me. We are so overtaken by selfishness with the ignore history. We completely ignore history. Because we get this notion, it's not going to happen to me. Just like how they behave like for say we're not going to die. The most wicked person, no say he go die. But he just get this feeling say it's not going to happen to her anytime soon. And it's not going to happen to her. What make we feel so? What make we continue for the behavior that way? It blows my mind. They go another land from examples at all. So now we're at this area where everybody they look at Sierra Leone politics, despite all the upheavals they all go through. They're up and down. Lives lost. All kind of thing. Instead of we try for posterity, for generation on board, for let we commit ourselves to some sincere effort to make our country stable enough that foreign investors will come, believe in that, we'll get a law that will protect the investment. We know they do that. We undermine the very law and the legal system. Then we begin complaining, say, I don't trust the system. The system where we create. What we say, the creators feel say, no, not to, I they create the system, I they appoint judges them, but not for me, not for my opponents them. I want judges that will squeeze them. I want judges that will go now go follow the rule of law. And we get examples in Sierra Leone. We don't see that. And we see how they turn out. You know? So the question is, when Paran Tarawallie say it's a done deal, that the PR system Whether it's there is census or not, it's a done deal. Is that so, APC? Is that so, Unity Party? Is that so, C4C? Is that so, the rest of the 14 opposition parties? What are you people there for if you cannot stand up and fight? What kind of leadership, what kind of politics are you people playing? Everything, politics cannot be an art of convenience. It has to be an art of wit, smartness, was it wit, and determination, and persistent perseverance. You know? So when we see some of the issues we raised in Nigeria, even when sometimes we invite people them, this is a platform for a lot of opposition people and for be glad for calm, for the ask for calm. I mean, and not only this show, I talk about other networks them where the broadcast about issues in Sierra Leone. The government not got no reason for sending people in because they are in the control seat. So when a man like Paran Tarawallie come, he say what he say so. We will not get rapid response system for just say, wait a minute, that's not the way it will be. Or maybe that's the way it should be. So we are offering to the public now to all say, okay, this is what Mr. Tarawallie say, and he may be right. He sounds very convincing to me. He sounds like someone who knows what he's talking about. Okay? I think that regulation was not written with the best of intentions because I don't think it took 2 years for get a report ready. I mean, they should have made it flexible, but there was a reason why they make it restrictive like that. We now SLPP just lay back, say, let's see if APC is going to catch on. Otherwise, we will use the law against them. Okay? The same thing happened when they lost the election. APC I'm talking about, instead of going to court, then for whatever reason, the court were not weakened, then say they not trust the legal system. Were they self-help for weaken? You know, because I don't know why people and things say a democracy now for one party for stay in power. That's another issue. If you love your country, I think it's not even beneficial to a country for one party for just continue for rule. We see how much good they do for we APC, we get one party system. We see how much we gain. In other words, I'm being sarcastic. Because we lose grounds, we fall way behind. Because there was nobody for challenge or disagree with the powers to be. You know? And the most disappointing thing, when they talk about the Shaka Stephen era, Pashakina, the old man, had been in the political battle for a long time since the days of Dan Wallace Johnson. So when the opportunity came, he became president. For him, it was time for him to cash in. But compare that to Nelson Mandela. We struggle, in prison for about 27, 29 years. Eventually, fortune smiled on him. He come out. Right from the get-go, he said, listen, at my age, I intend for just do one term. And I want to do things in the spirit of reconciliation. We can't go after the white people and because they may bad to we. Because we don't want to do what you would condemn, will be the condemn of them. So let us sure say we can be different. So Nelson Mandela now come, he changed the system for benefit him. He improved the system, you know, for bring other people like Mbeki. Compare Nelson Mandela to Robert Mugabe. We do the complete opposite. And you see how we run in country aground, how we run the economy to the ground. Okay, we see how we do all of that. It fooled the people then. The whole of Africa was behind them. They fight against Iron Smith. Attend Zimbabwe and Rhodesia. Then what will happen? Once you get the power, the first thing Mugabe do, and we get to remind people of them here. In colleague will be the head of another political party, Joshua Nkomo. Mugabe gave an ultimatum. You either join me or I'll run you out of this country. Now me don't win the election now, and me get power. This country is not big enough for me and you. Now they call that hardball politics. Yeah, now you get the power. That's the reason why you just need to give power to president. Power. Because when I go reach a point, we're not going to see eye to eye. Now that happened with Pashaki and Dr. Fona them and Ibrahim Chaki them. They reach a point where they not see eye to eye. With APC, where then say, not to this will be bargained for, we will go separate ways, with the form of one political party. And when they do that, it becomes the worst thing where they ever do. Next thing they know, they were fighting for their lives, which they never were able to prevent from happening. So let us try to get some respect for history. So that point there, I want to overemphasize them. I definitely want to overemphasize them, but what Mr. Tarawallie says so, my question to the APC, is that true? Is it a done deal? If not, what can the APC do? And I'm making an offer to the APC too. Call us, come on this show or any show when I feel comfortable and dispute what Mr. Paran Tarawallie say if we not think so. But not go begin grumbling at the back. Then when election come on a loss, when I begin complain. Mr. Tarawallie don't give an ample time for take every affirmative action from preventing what he say will happen from happening. So if you people are well-intentioned, you want to be the responsible opposition, you don't always have to win a fight, but fight. Let people know you mean you mean something. You are dedicated to the cause. I don't see that happening with APC. You know? Now, I don't want people to mislead, to misunderstand what you have to say. So, by no stretch of the imagination am I saying I support SLPP. But they are the party in power. You can't just be this reckless and careless and say you want to replace them. To do what? Well, you know, to give any indication, say if you get the power again, you could do better. You know? So these are some of the things that we're making touch on, because me, a social constructionist, we get the ability to do well, but when they put power in the hands of a few, we not get no intention for do well. You know, that has been with history. And then we not find ourselves way behind by accident. Now by we're doing, and we continue to do that. So that said, let me move to something else with respect to the Constitutional Review Committee on this constitutional amendment. We may have well, let me move to a topic. Before I get to that, let me move to a topic of President Bio in pronouncement, one of his speeches there recently, where he talked about he is interested in trying to curb, because it is shameful. This is the president at the court now. He said it is shameful and embarrassing that Sierra Leone is being linked to drug trafficking. This is the president saying this, not my words. And that's something he intends for combat, you know? And then, so he'll try to do all he can to see how he will bring that to an improved image of a country. That said, and the president now specified drugs. So we'll get two videos who want for play. And my only problem with them here, Sierra Leone, we once pride ourselves as being well-educated, intelligent people. We're only educated because there's a difference between education and intelligence. Big difference. We get a lot more intelligent people, far more than we get educated people. And among the educated people, a large percentage of them not so intelligent. They get book sense, paper qualification, but the intelligence is lacking. I can say so, and I can defend that. Okay, so I want to let the control room play the president's speech, and then I want to we play another thing to the contrary, or we can play either one of the video. Then no matter which one comes first, you know. So control room, will you please?
Hi there, I'm Ed Butler and welcome to Business Daily from the BBC World Service. Today we're back in Sierra Leone in the second of two programmes looking at the emergence of a major drugs dealer in one of West Africa's poorest nations.
We're seeing Josh Lydeckers, him being around, flouting around, but according to the police, they do not have any record of him.
The world's cocaine trade is bigger than it's ever been. Now, with more cocaine comes more money, and some of that money is being used to purchase protection.
Despite denials from the president's family, law enforcement agencies say Jos Lydeckers, a wanted criminal, is now enjoying privileged status in Sierra Leone. What's going on? That's Business Daily from the BBC.
It was January 2025. He made like front page news of my country, the Netherlands. Jos Lydeckers, the biggest drug criminal of our country, living in Sierra Leone. I called my foreign desk. I said, well, maybe we should go there.
That's Sophie van Leeuwen. She's a Dutch TV Africa reporter with NTL News. In 2025, she went to discover how come a wanted fugitive appeared to be living openly in the capital, Freetown.
I went to a press conference. This was one of the first things I did. And just before, the Dutch asked Sierra Leone to extradite Jos Lydeckers. This was news. So I asked, what about him? Where is he? Are you protecting him? It was Chenoba, the Minister of Information. He said, we take it very seriously and we have our own investigation.
With her fixer, a local journalist called Joseph Torre, she decided to drive the next day to the area south of the capital, where Jos Lydeckers was reported to be living. This is Sophie and Joseph's account of what happened next.
So we go by car and we put like a press sign on the window to be very transparent about what we are doing there.
We met a police roadblock. They were searching everybody who was passing. Armed policemen, Secret Service police officers, I would call them. They were in civil clothes. They were waiting for us.
That's unusual for Freetown, right?
Unusual. Like, who are you people? So where are you from? Then Sophie said, I'm from the Netherlands. You are what? You're a journalist. Then the man just whispered to his colleagues, like to say, we've got her. This is the person we are looking for.
But then someone started screaming. And then the chief said, well, this is a special security situation, whatever that meant. We turned the car around and we are escorted by a truck full of armed men through the city of Freetown to the Criminal Investigation Department.
You cannot imagine how I felt that moment. I was so nervous behind the steering. You know the sirens? Whoa, 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 whoa. There was a motorbike in front, the police motorbike, to clear the way, as if they were carrying the presidents. I felt like hell was losing over me. That was the point I felt they assassinated the media in Sierra Leone.
When we got there, I got out. I was surrounded by people, like if I was a movie star, and I lost Joseph, my colleague.
I just abandoned my vehicle and I escaped.
You ran?
Yes, it was like a knee-jerk reaction, if you want to call it that way. I was in Freetown for a few days, hiding. Police were raiding my house. All my staff, my colleagues, they all had abandoned the office. Some have gone into hiding. You know, I saw myself in hell. Then I fled the country.
Meanwhile, Sophie van Leuven remained in police custody, held for days without any formal charge.
They questioned me for about 15 hours, maybe 7 hours the first day, and same thing the second day. They wanted to know, who did you call before you arrived in Sierra Leone? Who are your sources? Who did you work with? They treated me as a spy, basically. And they took my phone, they took my laptop, so they could read everything I did on those devices. And also, well, they didn't really give me food, so I did feel weakened after, a while. And, well, maybe more scared, because you start to wonder, will I get out? Got a bit messed up, I think.
Eventually, after 4 days and diplomatic representations from her government, Sophie got her phone and her passport back. She was told she could leave the country. Her camera footage, though, had been wiped. She was never formally charged, and the Sierra Leonean government never publicly explained why they'd held her.
I was like, okay, so you let me go. I'm not a spy. I have an accreditation. And you just delete everything. You steal everything. So the Minister of Information was on the phone, and he said, "You're always welcome in Sierra Leone."
I guess the assumption you have is that all of this was inspired by Jos Lydekkers himself.
Yes, the roadblock was there especially for us. Of course, they knew we were coming to stop us from going to Jos Lydekkers. You feel like the government is working for him.
Now that you are out of Sierra Leone, do you fear, or did you fear, that they or Lydekkers himself might still be after you?
Yes, in the beginning, yes. Yeah. They know where I live, and I have family. I think it's in your head. This is what a government like that does. They just make you scared, they intimidate you, and they want you to be an example for others.
Dutch journalist Sophie van Leuven. It does raise the question, how directly involved was Jos Lydekkers himself in all this? Well, it's hard to be certain, but as we described in last week's Business Daily, there is video evidence placing him not just in Sierra Leone, but also very close to the government's leadership. Dutch crime and security reporter Giel Timmermans has been monitoring his known movements.
There's a video that's circulating on the internet. It's brilliant. You see two very important people in the Sierra Leone, like the boss of immigration and the boss of law enforcement, in one of the most exclusive restaurants in Sierra Leone. And Jos Lydekkers is shaking hands with them. He's wearing like a Versace shirt worth of $900. And even more, he's handing out gifts to one of them. He knows all the powerful people in Sierra Leone. Not only the big bosses, he also knows the president, we hear. He has a relationship with the daughter of the president. So you see the whole problem. How can you get someone out of Sierra Leone if he has a relationship with the daughter of the president of the country?
Giel Timmermans here on Business Daily from the BBC World Service. I'm Ed Butler, and in today...
When I don't listen to this video, we'll get for play a video of the president. But let me just summarize what we just hearing. And bear in mind that this issue about the drug business came about because the president raised it. And let me just let people that know about the issue, the point of raising an issue. Like in a courtroom, if you try a case, you can bring into evidence, according to the rules of evidence, if you bring in a subject matter that was not an issue. So then it becomes a subject matter if it is allowed. Then cross-examination will be allowed on that subject matter with the other side bring in. So when you learn how to try cases and study the rules of evidence, you only want to let in issues that are advantageous and helpful to your clients. Otherwise, you might bring issues, because once you bring the issue in your case in chief, the other side has the right to cross-examine on that issue there. So this is what has happened. I think this is in tennis, they call it unforced errors. President Bio now bring about this issue about Bolijos. Now he bring about, say, he committed to dealing with free and fair elections and the drug reputation for which in Sierra Leone become infamous for. And the president can't bring the issue up. Otherwise, it will have been lying low. So, but once you bring the issue up, then you do not allow a sleeping dog to lie, then you wake up the dog and then issues start popping up. So I'm not so sure that the president actually believes, for say, all Sierra Leoneans in Sierra Leone and worldwide and here abroad are so uninformed that when he tells us that he is concerned about the reputation of Sierra Leone with respect to its linkage with drugs, and that when he tells with that, we will just accept that and not begin for wonder. So that's to summarize. So otherwise, this would not have even been an issue in our show. Now the president bring him up and bring the topic up, say he's concerned. But the evidence doesn't seem to bear him out. Okay? So this is what in tennis you call unforced error. You know? So I just want to let the people understand that. You know? The video, the audio speaks for itself. I don't need for paraphrase, I don't need for explain the video, but when anybody would understand English, go listen to them. I would understand basic English, the audio speak for itself as to which happened. But I just wonder why the president decided for touch on that, and one of the speech they can't play now, for just buttress or support we own position as to why we bring this issue up, or would bring this issue up now addressing the drug issue. I'm sure the president would believe, say, nobody knows about that, about the drug or Mr. Jolly Boss, Billy Joss, that somehow it is generally known that he's in Sierra Leone and he's having protection at or by high powers. So may I ask the control room for play the president in speech.
Reports of course linking Sierra Leone to illegal drug trafficking are deeply concerning. We will strengthen maritime surveillance, cargo inspection, and coordination among custom, ports, law enforcement, and intelligence agencies. Criminal networks will not be permitted to use our territory, waters, airports, or ports. Every credible allegation will be independently and thoroughly investigated.
All right? Okay. Okay. So now we hear the president say they're not going to encourage people in for use with country. They're not going, authorities are not going to encourage for level country be used as a scapegoat. So when I don't listen to the one video, one audio, when I decide as to, number one, why did the president even bring them up? Okay, if I have to guess, I probably would say that in speechwriter put that in there for put a disclaimer, but if he had read it earlier, he will have known that it wasn't wise for even touch that subject today, on that subject matter today. But it is what it is, you know? So we bring that issue there up for just alert the government for say, sometimes just leave certain things alone if you not get a solid, convincing explanation as to why things are the way they are. But if you're going to address them, bear in mind that some of us do read and listen to publications from everywhere in the world, you know? So that's all I can say on that subject matter there. I wish the president had not even mentioned that, because I don't think there's clear and convincing evidence that all we're doing the best we can for prevent we country from having a bad rap. And let me remember, because sometimes we need for link them here, because I see one of the APC prominent lawyers not long ago, recently, they talk about this government bring drug problem for we. I mean, let's be truthful to ourselves. Didn't an Escoromayan government get that same issue there? Where Scotland Yard and the FBI and the CIA track drugs all the way to Lungi Airport at some odd hours of night, and certain people were accused, I think even arrested. So this is not unique to this government. My question will be, what is the attraction? Is the money such that is worth the reputation of the country, the money we get out of it? And when I say we, it doesn't benefit the country for sure. It's just a handful of greedy, selfish, uncaring people. It does no good to the country. Forget our reputation there, but when they had a penny to the economy, nothing in this kind of dealing, they go not the government revenue. So you just wonder, watching at the attraction, we don't get previous governments then. Now, President Kabah was not linked with that, you know. And so we just get to be mindful. If we care about our country, let's be sincere in our analysis of things. And let we try to look for leaders, then we really get the best interest of the country at heart. Not the people that want to go there for just benefit themselves, see as a means by which they can get rich quick, you know? And then with the undermine the foundation of the legal system, of the law, in the country, you know? So I not to go further than that, because I think there's a lot more that can be said. So I just want to let people and just take that into account. Let me go into, of course, one of the things also the president promised now, the issue of free and fair elections. So we'll try to see how that is going to work out. You know, already the opposition, the APC, the leading opposition, already has some objection to the appointment of the ECSL boss, where APC has an issue with. I'm not sure how much they are standing their grounds. I don't know what position they're taking, but they raise an objection, say his appointment should not have taken place when it took place. It was not, it was premature, and that the ECSL boss are the wrong person, the current one, are the wrong person to be appointed. That's their job. If they feel so, they should fight for it. They should fight for their own issue. That's why we have the court system. No matter how weak the courts are, that's all we got right now. You know? So there is argument that too much power is in the hands of the ECSL commissioner. About he alone can do this, he alone can do that. And that power they need to be centralized to the entire committee or commission. It should not be in the hands of one man for just declare the outcome of an election. It should be a collective belief and declaration by one person. The declaration can be made by one person, but it should be the collective decision of the commission, which consists of more than the ECSL commissioner. So then get that going on, you know. So now there is this big issue about the this PR system we'll touch on earlier, because the APC and the opposition and things say it would be disadvantageous to them if them go with the PR system, and it will be unduly advantageous to the SLPP, because the way the laws are written right now, it favors the SLPP with respect to if the elections are conducted under the PR system. And the PR system, the APC takes the position that was a temporary fix until there was delineation of constituencies. But now APC or SLPP is trying to make it permanent, not a temporary fix. So where do you drag this to? Do you go to court, or do you just let it stay and argue it to yourself? Neither of whom have the power to do anything about it. So sometimes these are some of the things. Let me stop right here and take a call and then continue the presentation. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you call from?
Hello, Mr. Shilon. How are you, sir?
Fine, sir. How about you?
Oh, but I'll go thank you. This is Alusain that I call from Maryland.
Oh, Mr. Alusain.
Yes,
now you know the Alusain where no? I don't know. Are you the Alusain? No.
Which one? Now, Maryland.
There's a very popular Maryland Alusain. So I remember saying that you, but go ahead. Ask the question.
Okay. I just want to make small contribution about this this president speech we get today, but you understand. Say now implemented, they can implement within the past government that we don't fail for implement since the TRC report come out.
Mm-hmm.
Where the former president they don't appoint different bodies them for the review, including Justin Cowan. All the reports they don't recommend now in the implementer right now. We former President Kumabi rejects 2017 before he lost power because he not became enough time for implement them anyway.
Yeah.
So that's where the under this government not do. Now within TRC, so within the Justice Kama, within all the recommendations and the implement right now, and I make it a call on people them. The different parties them. And you give good history about Salon for the past. And people then believe, say, according to the TRC reports, where Pashakibi don't take power, turn the country to one party, where they eliminate most of him, kill most of him opponent them. Now he makes Salon go for civil war. And with Jean Kabakam, with him bring peace, now him bring the PR system, where United Nations will conduct the election day. Because Salon will be stable enough for collect the election day, because there be one block system, but they want to continue to be one block. To district block then and the example if a smart be win, so we believe say win. Whether we say no win. Where APC be get chance, the second round will make them back if a smart party, they don't give a back up. And say if we mistake back a third party, it eliminates you forever. Because this is a 5 seats and the APC will win by the PR system. They don't get Boku parliamentary representative there. So APC then waiting to do scenario is for make third party not come. Because if they support third party that send they for not eliminate APC, they for the opposition forever. Because if pass my time for bill, now for take APC position, they do what they get for do for let them make sure say that they with SLPP no money. Now in the up in 30 days. Because the minister go bounce back later in the future. Now it happen. Regarding this just like the kind of business about this drug, what you may understand, we not be get just like I like the kind of according to the police, then they say now Uber sheriff we get. Like when John Cole go left alone because they do DV, he married somebody when Mohammed Kama he cancer alone, he can't America without name day. Because they want make sure say he can't inside the country. They disguise himself. They don't know that a real person. They say that fake marriage in the corner. So drug they do. That drug they don't live now. He don't live now in Middle East. So he don't live in Turkey. He don't live na Dubai, Middle East. He don't live there. Even the country he come out, they will track along this because the connection we get in a drug country. I lived there from 89 to 75. I know they get one policy when they call the front door and the back door policy. The front door, you walk inside, you buy drug. Let's say they get heroin, then ashes, then marijuana. If they walk in, you buy the drug at the front door. The back door, the drug, they pass car inside. They go the drug, they car inside. The custom officer plus the police officer, they turn the blind eye. Because waiting that day, the government, with the game money, they tax the citizen. Then people are addicted with cocaine right now in Europe. They don't go ever do without that. Now I make just like it and I this. You all small bubble. That was something year old. I remember the third one, the third just one. One left then 90 something. Now they use. Because you get people that will connect to the big family, the ruling family inside Holland, the royal family, where they do this drug business. Not just like a small bubble. That's what they do for decades. And the only country that you will legalize drug first. So let them not use alone. They don't sit down, they're not able to protect this boy, they're not able to catch this boy, they don't pass all them sophisticated what kinds of alone, and they carry alone as scapegoat. And when he come that way, he cannot be fugitive. That way he says alone, I think they end up convict him. Next time gonna be president, you know when convict him, when they subpoena for good or Putin, when they say walk out tribunal once and I decide to be criminal. Same thing to like they cancer not to be criminal unless when they convict him, where they convict him in absentia, like be criminal. So now sometimes this and sometimes not they because sometimes they fight for a long time. So now we left for a link. I ask a man they talk for say let's say they come with maybe they use black man for letting slave sell black man to with man. That's what they use for the film country now. BBC. So maybe country are not like that what they do. The last time we know Bobby country a few months ago, almost 15 presidents gonna salo. The whole conference day. They do all kinds of things and then they will know for salon. Salon to the whole country, when they manufacture cocaine. When they manufacture cocaine, but then they use them.
Hello, I wonder what happened. Okay, I would have liked to. I'm not sure what happened today. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Shilon.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yes, thanks. As always, don't forget you on this program, and I hope say the people we all go adhere and follow some of them brilliant ideas analysis there where they bring come to we as you know the people of that nation, Sierra Leone. And I want to say thanks to the VOS the team, the whole team, the cargo respectful people. And today I know you one, I know Mr. Mengot.
Yeah,
and those behind the scene, control room, and the one way they do the good work. It's a marvelous work. Thank you very much, all of you guys.
Thank you.
Listen, Mr. Shilon, you see, the problem with the face today in Sierra Leone, people are so deceptive. They're not honest. You know, sometimes when I listen, this is the brother we just called Mr. Hussein. all due respect, but sometimes, several times when we call in various programs, we only stand for defend this government. When do you come say, and the Skruma don't do wrong? The APC dispense like a drunken sailors. These people that don't recognition. Based on that background, so what do we expect? Are we going back to the odds, or we should get a new direction as a promise? Well, nothing like that. The end of all messed up the country, and today there's a drug lord. When we bought the damn play, like just Lidecker, 1970, we just come all and Indian born. Do we need all of this in the first place? Do we need the drug cartel in the country for more who come or make kind? Just Lidecker is like the bank out nation of that country today. Millions of us, we have people that work in the military, get family in the way in the police. We know how this government don't corrupt when it comes to this drug cartel. You don't listen to the BBC reports. You don't play them. You don't watch it. You listen. And if you listen, we need to blame all Holland is drug country. Oh, you could just buy it, go buy it, commodity. So that what? So which means we can copy that. So what will be honest, what will we submit? What will we make submission over our country? All of them say they push it out one party rule, checking 10, and they bring candidates. Why we should continue for the count on the cost of the whole thing will happen during checking 10? Why can't we move forward? Countries then we don't go into tyranny rules, we don't go into difficulties. Look at the rule of Adolf Hitler in Germany. So where is those countries, these countries today? How they progress? How about that? Or these are the problems today what we get. We get people, then they see the odd things, they see the wrong, but they just bent on deceiving their people. I read one book, sorry, Mr. Silon, The Basic Law of Human Stupidity by Carlos Cipolla. How you define a stupid person? That barrister, that lawyer, that professor, it can be in under that category. So let us don't downplay stupid people. We have them in Sierra Leone, plenty. This is president, these ministers, these parliamentarians, they are in that category. Who does this guy define as a stupid person? The person who they see the wrong thing and they conceal harm, and they cause harm on himself and harm to the nation and the nation yet on. They classify people into 4 categories, I think. We talk about the bandits, we talk about the idiots, we talk about the intelligent, and above all, the dangerous one of all is the stupid person. In this stupidity we are downplaying, we think the one who don't go to school, the farmers, because I don't know, so now they will be cost. No, the professors, these doctors, these lawyers in the chamber, they are among that category. Now, I don't affect you national. People are greedy, then they support the wrong, they know it is wrong, but I don't know. They are not gaining and they cause problem for the nation. So thank you very much once again. With all of you do so, I hope these people then will listen and follow. They don't put this party sentiment region aside. North, south, east, west, no, they help you. Madam, you don't mess up this nation. What you promise the people now is the truth. This is not about SLPP. Don't put party aside. This is not it, not then, and then come from government. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
I listened to Mr. Alusain. I listened to this gentleman who just called. What we strongly encourage, we encourage people for disagree. We encourage people for tell them views. And we encourage people for listen. Because if you don't listen, we get all the facts. So I'm sure I'm not here to make a case for or against. I'm just telling it like it is. So una can reach their own conclusion as to where the truth lies, where the facts are, and then we'll go from there. All me they emphasize to we all whether listen to a show like this or whether listen to me, I not get a dog in the fight in the sense that I just want good for our country. Okay? And sometimes people that would benefit from certain practices go see nothing wrong because then they get their hand too much or they benefit from that. But maybe say if we can try for get over that and ask yourself one simple question and say, if you really care about people then, I want to talk about people, I talk about the ordinary person in Sierra Leone. With the complaint say people burglary day, pan body them boku. But people get to survive. You can't just be making policy where they benefit a handful of people, not to the majority of the people them. You know, the man who tap na pan body, na Sierra Leone, human needs them are no less than the man who tap na a mansion. The man who tap na mansion, get for was, they get for eat, they get for use the toilets, they get for do anything. The poor man also get the same needs. But the man within the palace or at the mansion, he get amenities them or things that at in disposal. The pan body man not get them. You know go build pan body, you build shower. You know go build pan body, you get a running water indoor. You see, you know, so all me to say, when we end up in power, we for think about them people have for say enough fear to them. We get all the power, we the sit and the suffer, we just care about ourselves. And I'm saying this because I know how a lot of our brothers them, a lot, the vast majority of our brothers them, within our politics today, they not come on a rich family, they come on a poverty, so they know what poverty means. They may pretend like they don't know, but very few of them, brother, are not come out from a very, very humble beginning. And I mean humble beginning. Mama and Papa no go school. They cannot tell A from B. Mama and Papa no raise them na home we get indoor plumbing. These guys know this. I grew up with them. Upline. So when you find yourself in a position of affluence or prosperity, you are duty bound to look out for the people you left behind. This is what gets me sometimes about some of our brothers and sisters then. Everybody want to act like we say, come on, I'm middle class home. That's not true. The vast majority of you guys are born in poverty. Grossly underprivileged. That's a fact. So try for raise you people them to the standard where you left them. That's all I'm on gripe with some of my brothers and sisters. They will get a political connection and power, yet all they are preoccupied with now for sure wealth. Ill-gotten wealth, not a wealth where they earn out of their own sweat. So, but we all will take a different view, but I want to let people understand where I'm coming from. And I feel the way I feel, not because I was raised in poverty. My papa not be rich, but my papa was able to put me in a boarding school. My brother in a boarding school. They not go for strain for pay for weed, you know, and so on and so forth. During my time, the vast majority of the fellows that I go to school with, my papa can read and write. So I could be one of the selfish ones there other than America for a long, long time. I can turn my back. I don't have to be concerned about what may happen to people in back home. But that is just will be so ungrateful or unthankful because we all get to be with brothers and sisters keeper. You know, this is all I'm saying. So, but I'm disappointed that still we hung up in North America and Europe. When you talk to people, I mean, the Secretary-General for APC, North America, mean the Secretary-General for SLPP, North America, Aren't we the ones who are there ruling now? The vast majority, hardly anybody like the president in current cabinet and previous cabinets will not live abroad. Hardly any, most of us, now from here we come out, the diaspora. But the evidence, the trail of evidence we see is that we are just being opportunistic. We're not to go home for improve the lives of people. We're not to go home for benefit people. We're to go home for benefit ourselves and take advantage of the law and bend on to we own benefit. That's a fact. And all this talk about me people them, sometimes you got to ask these brothers and sisters, who are you people them? Because you people them, you know how you left them, what you don't add to their life, their standard of living. So I don't want to get into pointing figures, but that I'm even disappointment at with brothers and sisters them. Nobody like me, envy you on a success. But not go home after you don't exhaust everything there and use home as a means for play catch up. Go there, try to implement values what go good for the people there. So those are some of the things I will just talk about. I don't, because I don't see how it is advantageous. I've been saying it, and I cannot understand for the life of me, why will APC agree with SLPP for suppress the other political parties then? Why? How beneficial is it to this country, to the APC for do that? I think APC and Salvation are in the smaller parties. In case when I fail, forget the majority. So to me, that is grossly short-sighted. But on the other hand, like I say, in line of work, they say reasonable men can differ. Someone could vehemently disagree with me. Come to the show or come to one of our shows, not necessarily this one. Viewers get different programs. Pick which one you want and say, no, I don't agree with Mr. Shillon. I think suppress the other party, they may good for we. Well, you see clearly how, not to the interest of the country that they look after, at the interest of themselves. So this now now some of the things that I get a lot of things that I disagree with, but so I'm sure the president mean well. I'm sure the president mean what he say, but action counts also. Let us see some evidence of the president trying to do some of the things that we claim say he try to do, not to just PR, public relations. We really need to see concrete evidence that the president is trying to leave behind waiting people and go know about him when he's not in the position anymore. I would like to see we get a country where former presidents them will live in harmony and in peace without fear that they're going to be victimized. You see, and even some of our history already, I like to see a president who they try for pull we together, even the dead. We've had previous leaders, they're scattered all over the place. They not get one particular memorial site. Shaka Stevens Day, Parliament building, Sir Albert Day, Bambatok, and the other leaders then go the lone noses and bury them. These are all important things for the country, what we for the focus on, regardless of who's part of the country. If you don't be a leader, a part of our history, somebody should be bringing them together, But we're not serious about that. We're just concerned about just momentary benefits. Anyway, let me move on to another issue where I would like for us to cover, and that is the I would like to get to, because I cut a lot of things in short, so I would like to get to the issue of the Sierra Leone Bar Association. Okay? If the control room can play a video for me, I just want to take, because I'm a professional nowadays, so it troubles me a great deal. Why would they allow politics for destroy a presumably independent, prestigious, esteemed organization out of what I would call senseless politics? Because there is a phrase where they say redeeming social value. Waiting at the redeeming social value, forget the involvement of government in an association such as the Bar Association. Again, I'm challenging the lawyers. Come now, show. If you're a member of the Sierra Leone Bar Association, tell me why government involvement, encouraging government for getting hands in the organization is good for we country. The Bar Association by now should be playing, we should have gotten to the point when it comes to appointment of important judicial positions. The Bar Association should have reached that level where that the executive branch for the call upon, for say, we get such and such openings, particularly the position of Chief Justice, when are sending 2-3 names because we get so many able people, out of which the president can choose. But now, the Bar Association, they make themselves, a non-entity. All of that for what? I do not understand what's going on in our country. So the institutions them that were once upon a time highly reputable and regarded, we are just destroying them for no obvious reason. So I'll go ask the control room for play with a video. They will just see, get a glimpse of what I'm talking about.
Engage with us. To make it easy. Just my word of mouth. They are not foul. They are open. So can you allow them to come in? Let them come in. But they are distant. They will not get anywhere. Allow them to come in. Engage with us. They are up there. They are not foul. Can you allow the journalists? We will engage, but allow these lawyers to come in. Is that your duty?
Do you, are you above the law? Do you carry your instructions without the law? Do you cannot take instructions without the law? That is why I'm telling you. Yeah. It's the whole thing about my law. Yeah. Okay, I'm asking you. Can you discuss your No, but I listen to lawyers come in. Let them come in. Allow them to come in. It's their human rights. Let them come in. Regardless of the outcome, let them please come in. All due respect, man. All due respect. Can I ask your name, please? Mohammed Bansari. And what's your position? Sorry? And you say you got instruction from your regional commander.
What's the name of the
So what's the reason of stopping the APS? You don't have anything. And you don't want them to come in.
Then allow the president to come in. I'm speaking to one person. Oh, we have to talk to your boss. Let the press are going to be.
Yes, let the press allow them to come in. Let the press come in.
Let them give you instructions.
The press, let the press come in. Your boss. Let the press come in. Instructions, right? You must be in camera. Let the press come in.
Some reasons or some circumstances beyond our control, we regret to announce to you that this conference, your AGM, will not hold to you. So I'm here to please kindly ask all of us to go back informed accordingly. Unfortunately, I will not tell you the reason other than the fact that for security. Who did you write for? Who did you write for Pereira? Who did you write for Pereira? Well, that's the answer. For security reasons, I regret to inform you that. Thank you so very much. Kindly ask you to go back here and to inform that
Actually get cry because we don't organize this whole event and we colleagues there don't come and they bring inside. This is so disappointing. We cannot do anything to get them in at all, so this is so disappointing. So disappointing.
So as of now, people not going inside. Now we set the time for the AGM for start 10 o'clock and long past 12 o'clock now. So waiting at the situation.
The situation is that we come this morning and because we don't organize this event for hold by 10, we don't send out invitations to observers, to media houses. We colleagues then don't come out from Bo, Kenima, Kailao, Falaba, Kono, and all over the country for to attend this AGM today in Bintumani Conference Center. But unfortunately, myself, the call I received this morning that they don't come, but they don't get access or enter this particular hall. So I actually decided for come at this place, and then I reach up yonder because this one not been there this morning, and they not allow people to enter at all. So I talk to them, say, what thing happen? Why una no one allow access to the venue? And then so we say they get orders from above that nobody enough for go inside. Why nobody enough for go inside? Do you have a court order? Do you have anything where they will show we why we not for go inside this particular venue? They say no, they not get anything we then get. We no court order, no nothing. Pass brute power, raw power. That's nobody not go inside. And we don't now. They don't even make them into two. Whilst we they inside here, and we get we colleagues them. Some of them they we then come up. And they out here, some come out Kennyman and they out here, they cannot even access society day. And we've been also get some colleagues them way because their hotels the way they are, some of them now they lodge, but they cannot equally access the hotels them inside and day. So it's really sad.
So in non past 12 now, people in the park go now, some lawyers and they got the park go. Waiting next, the election, the AGM get for start.
We don't see the possibility for me the AGM continue because, like I tell you now, with the use of raw power, the use of brute force, the use of uncensored force, don't prevent you from moving on with this particular AGM, and it's a disgrace that governments for choose to interfere in the internal runnings of an association like this. Women they feel safe. Before I come here, they feel say lawyers very powerful, but after today, I know we are very powerless, and I want to say sorry to my colleagues, them we don't come out from all over the country for coming here, we ain't able to access the venue at all. It's sad, it's frustrating. We don't set up the venue, there is food. We don't invest so much money into this. For me, just one person from nowhere just decide, say, you know what, this is not going on, and we stand by that, nothing no more. We don't do everything within our powers, nothing not go on, and nothing is going on, and our colleagues are outside there, others than the inside here. We just not able to do anything about that anymore. The Secretary General self, they outside. We don't care. We don't talk to the police. Then that is a member of the executive. We not allow her inside. No, they're not agree for allow her inside.
All right. Now, many people believe say politics don't enter at the bar association, and this is a clear testament of that. You believe in that?
I strongly believe in that, and there's never a time where I don't shy away from that. But it look like now it don't get even messier. People want to get control over institutions where they serve as watchdog institutions in this country. So at every given time when they get access for get control over them, then they do them best for do that. So yes, I strongly believe a government in national politics don't get a role in this, and they don't influence all of this, because the police on their own not go just come and say will they stop this. Now because they get somebody from within government who is so powerful, we don't decide for do this.
Alright, you mentioned say one person don't interrupt all this process. What another person they think is responsible?
I can't tell at all, but in all of this the police say they get instructions from above. Okay. And instructions not they come out from Alfred Commander, you know, go come out from Moses Conte. They get for come out from somebody with wield power within governments.
It's Alex say history don't repeat back again from Kenema to Freetown, same confusion. You disappoint in the action of your colleague them? Or attitude?
The colleagues them?
Yeah.
You mean
the lawyers there, everybody so far?
No, I'm not disappointed in the actions of my colleagues them. No. As far as they're concerned, I don't think say any colleague don't do anything wrong. But now I go to Kenema. I think we need to try forget Kenema. Not just go back to Kenema. Yeah? So with Kenema, I've always not make a right that many things went wrong in Kenema. Many things. You understand? But I don't even feel say we go this far. Because with Kenema, we had to access the hall. With Kenema, we get the first day. This is not just the first day. Where basically we just come, it's an education program. People come and can learn. We get different panelists there and things like that. But this did not even hold. But this is the danger when you give politician one chance for enter into an independent association like this. They try to go further until it gets complete control, complete grip over them. So yes, this one, government interference, they inside, and we are disappointed, and we know they expect government for it. But there is a pattern right through what we don't see. Whilst these whole events they come, we get a letter from the Attorney General. By then they give instructions as to what they do. No, Attorney General, we respect your office, you know, the titular head of the bar, but you know, for giving directives as to how you run an independent organization like the Sierra Leone Bar Association. The same thing for, they also taking a court. We get problems, we get issues with how the court proceedings go. And because of that, we even non-file papers for judicial review at the Supreme Court. So, we don't get information, say yes, then go yes, I think they try for an injunction, they could not get it, and now they came today, say okay, if the court's been able to get injunction, let's come and use brute force, let's use raw power, you understand? And that's exactly what they've used, and this is the outcome of what we have.
So the current situation right now, beside the location of the AGM for start today, in a place where the touristic place where they lodge plenty foreign at them where they come. I would only see.
All right. Now, here is my take on this. The gentleman we've just been listening to, I think his name is Commander, young lawyer. For those of us who have been in the profession for quite a while, and we all come into the profession with different experiences, but now with duty, we owe it to the younger lawyers them for set a standard that they either must meet or supersede. That's not what I see happening to the Sierra Leone Bar Association. We are lowering the standard in many ways. which is sad. Like Mr. Commander said, the young lawyer, politicians, anybody who know any politicians are generally not to be trusted. Not because they are inherently dishonest. No. Then they tell you what they want at the time. But when they get into power, circumstances change, so they flow with the changes. Not that they're inherently dishonest. Some of them are. They will tell you something they know they're not going to ever do. But the majority of them go in, then they find out for say, it's just like anything, like a society, professional, secret society. When you're outside, you get one view. When you're inside, you get another view. Then you may change your view when you go inside and say, oh, I see why they do such and such and such. I don't talk about the right one, but you go begin to understand why the other side, they behave one way or the other. That's the reason. So the lesson there is don't trust politicians, them, because they just roll with the punches. You see? That's one. Two, I feel nothing but compassion for the police officers, them. Believe it or not, as much as I despise police practices in Sierra Leone, you can see these policemen, them being so civil, and by the action, you can see, say, they've been very sentimental, but they are under orders to prevent people from exercising their constitutional right. You can see them by their action. I'm really impressed with the police. They were not rude. They were not discourteous. They were very respectful. They try to engage the lawyers them in a civil discussion. I was impressed, or I am impressed. Now, this nonsensical phrase we didn't think say is a part of we colloquialism, or lingua, orders from abroad. It's a destructive phrase. Orders from abroad, from above. Orders from above. Who is above? Don't we have a constitution that spells out the highest echelon of governmental structure? Is it everybody above who has the power to give orders for to subordinate them, for disrupt peaceful assembly? So that's why if you are a lawyer, if you have the calling for the profession, don't wait, you not the lawyer them until he hits you like that. Like Mr. Commander, they say he thought lawyers were powerful. What he based that on? I mean, on the appearance of being powerful? You see, there is a saying, they say there is strength in numbers. If you want to act as one, and I just sent one thing to my control room, also, a video where young lawyers in Kenya are not only protesting, they demanded a change. Kenyan lawyers boycott courts over corruption allegations. This is what you people must do. Not say because they affect you indirectly. So now you people are beginning to see the lawyers that will precede una, will come before una. The generation will come before una. They enjoy far more prestige than they enjoy. They enjoy far more protection than they get. They enjoy far more recognition than they get, because they hold the profession to a certain level. They're not diluted with political interference or integrated with politics. Because when you do that, you have nothing meaningful to bring to succeeding generations that will come into the profession. This is what has happened in Sierra Leone. That's why you people must be keen to take on the system, to strengthen the courts, to take on cases that do not directly affect you at the moment, but will eventually affect you if you don't do anything about it. Because as Mr. Commander say, we say for politician then, when you give them one step, then we ask for the second step, the third step, they not get reverse characteristic in them. A forward movement then get. If you understand the politician now with it. So when I decide for dilute or sell the significance of una profession and una association and allow corruption or politics, because when I refer to the Kenema incident, that was outright shameful and disappointing. Particularly, it was just downright disgraceful and embarrassing. You know? No code of ethics is being enforced. No display of integrity whatsoever. How will you maintain the stature of the profession? I grew up in the times when, as powerful as Pashaka Stephen Bibi, there were judges like Justice Beckus Davis, for example, among many. When if the president say he want to talk to him, it is sent back to the president and say, for what? Me, a judge, anything president get for talk to me, he's welcome to my chambers. My chambers is open to the public. But if not for interfere with any pending cases before me, I know they allow that. I know they allow politicians then for influence my judgment. Until we begin for trained minds like that, the Beckus Davis type, we are going, in just what you could call downward spiral. We are going so fast down, you know, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing because before we are very high, when I see how the government diminish when a significance in society, the lawyers, when a importance in society, when I will get for maintain that significance and that significance there. Because if we do not do that, it will only get worse. It will only get worse. I urge una, most of una, where they in the profession, this happened in Kenema. Then go block bridge for enter Kenema. Then rig the election openly, notoriously. You know? For elect who somebody in the government who want for be elected, not to who that deserve being elected. You know? And then besides, let me just analyze the economic importance of the Bar Association moving around. Once upon a time, during my time in the 60s and before, I can tell you the number of lawyers that were beyond Freetown. In Bo, you had Abu Kamara, James Seaman Mahoney, and then after a while, you get Michael Lalib. Michael can't join them. Okay, you only had 3 lawyers in Bo, which was the largest city in the country. In Kenema, I think you became 1 lawyer, Dauda. I think it was the only resident lawyer in Kenema for a long time. Kono, Kailao, Cambia, Koinadugu, you know, then Kabbalah Place, Bombali, you know, Tonkolili, Tema Buruka area. They had none. All lawyers came from Freetown. Everything centered in Freetown. You see lawyers applying in court, they were from Freetown. All judges, just about the time I was leaving Sierra Leone, I began to get resident judges beyond Freetown. Nabo, and a resident judge or a resident magistrate, if you're not a resident judge in Nabo, of course, people from Moyamba, from Pujion, from Bont, cases came to Bo. But if you're not a resident magistrate, Nabo, Now you still do Moyamba, Bont, and everything. You go there. You go to Moyamba, you go to all them places then there. Okay? It took a while for Kenema to get a resident judge. You know, judges were coming from Freetown, come, reside there, do Kailaun, do Kono, and do Kenema, and go back to Freetown. But there was honor, there was respect. And let me just remind you people where integrity has failed. I remember a case of Justice Percy Davis in the 60s. I think I was in Form 5 at the time. I could understand English a lot better than my early years. And there was a member of parliament called Mani from Kono. Justice Percy Davis came for all courts in Kono. Normally they stay at the government reservation. MP Mani came na the reservation inside Justice Percy Davis Day. He can ask him, say, in one see him. He sent the man in watchman of boy. Justice Percy Davis wonder why an MP they can't see him. Now it's not going to be a strange thing for MP for can't see judge. But so he asked, he sent in servant or whoever the messenger say, ask him what you can see me for. He tell the messenger, this is not the MP, then tell and they, were you not MP, were you not policeman, say if you're highly respected. A member of parliament come to see a judge. The judge say, go ask him, what you want to see me for? Which I'm saying a member of parliament. Then he say, tell and say, well, me a member of parliament, I get a case, I want to talk to him, would he come before him tomorrow or something? Justice Percy Davis say, okay. Tell him to come in. He come in. This was in the newspaper. It was in the Daily Mail. When I came, they go in at the archives. He come in, he tell him, say, you know, my lord, I come to see you, so and so. There's a case where I get an interest in, where I want to get you help and this and that and everything. Well, Justice Percy Davis was stunned. Because they learned from the white man that you get to put dignity before everything and you get to put integrity before everything. So Justice Percy Davis simply tell and say, okay. Well, court they start 9 o'clock. So when you come to court, just give me an indication. So I'm not going to remember your face again. Give me an indication for so you don't enter the court. And I go attend to what you come for. It tell on the case and everything. And so it tell the judge thanks. It go. When they kind of court the next day, the MP kind of court, then the MP, then get a flag, then get a Mercedes and everything. They go to court, they enter, make a fanfare, let the judge know say it don't arrive. And Justice Percy Davis stop whatever proceedings he will do. He say, will the gentle Honorable MP, step forward, please. Invite him before the court. The MP come. This is true story I'm telling you guys. He tell the MP Mani, I think was his name. He said, please tell the court again. First night, Justice Percy Davis first night talk. He said, yesterday, where I didn't have a reservation housing, the honorable member come, say, want to see me. I let her into my lodge. He tell me, say, get a case that he was interested in, and he wants me to do something about it. He says, so I'm going to give him the opportunity to tell the open courts what he tell me and where we go from here. So he was stunned. He didn't know what to do because that wasn't what he was expecting. He was expecting we're going to the court would take a break, then we'll go to chambers, then go cook a case and all of that. So he mumble few things, and the judge go ahead and recite for the record what happened. So he said, to this day, and we're talking about 60 or more years ago, I remember some of the wording or the words used by Justice Percy Davis. He said, quote, "You think because of politics you are above the law. I am going to make you an example so others will inwardly digest what I'm about to do with you and to you." Then he go through the litany of things the way I address them. Then he send the MP from there. He sent him to jail for about a year and take him from that point day right to jail. It was a headline. That's how disciplined it was. Then, take that distance there to now. We have to fight back to get our integrity there in the system if we want for trustful court system. So when the politician and come, they want to dilute the power of the court, then they expect the court for come to the rescue. That's a no-brainer. It will never happen. In America here, in Willingwa, we say that ain't going to happen. You know, go get a plant, water around, remove the grass around the thing, do anything, then you expect the plant for just grow and produce nice and healthy fruit. It may work, but it doesn't work like that. So I'm just giving you that thing. There are a lot of trials, cases that I, as a student, high school student, because I used to go to the courthouse, sit down. I never wanted to be anything else in life but a lawyer. So I was always passionate about the law. Okay? So we can get there. But we're not going to get there by corrupting the mentality of young people when they try to join this profession. How can we in good conscience call the legal profession a noble profession? What's so noble about it now? What is so noble about it? You see? And I heard a young man, they talk about like a classroom thing that they do, where I take it, it was like the police officers, they too are powerless. They don't right from wrong, but they couldn't do anything. Do we want to live in a society where power just to come from above? And from God, the power come out? And we are confident and we are comfortable with that, and it's acceptable? And isn't that what an opposition should be talking about? Raising these issues, trying to straighten out the system, instead of spending most of our energy just trying to get back to power. APC get prominent lawyers then. I don't hear them talking about the system, about improving the system, making the system efficient. There are thousands of things that system need improving that they are not even talking about. Most of the lawyers don't even know what improvement looks like because they don't get comparative legal education. When they come abroad, they are not interested in looking at other legal systems for see what need improvement in our own system. They will care less. They come abroad for pleasure, not to forget the necessary education. And like we ACC Commissioner, whether come to Harvard here, spend time, I would like to ask Mr. Kafala, how many times did he really make an effort to go in a courtroom and sit down and watch a proceeding or two? As an American trained lawyer, we may go to England for the first time. The first thing I do, I couldn't wait to go to Old Bailey and watch a high court trial and watch about how they conducting trial and system, how they raise the objections. Most of the lawyers from Sierra Leone who come to America will care less about looking at the courtrooms or going to see the courts. This is a fact. And that's the kind of bye-bye, do what you have, sir. The law, the last thing there on the thing. And anyone who disagree with me, yeah, you're welcome to the show. Tell me where you come at this country, whose state you go, whose city you be there, how many courtroom proceeding. If you get a recollection of the case, let's discuss it. But I can tell if you're making it up. So I'm saying all these things, you know, the chickens are coming home to roost. You reap what you sow. So it can only get worse than Sierra Leone until we get to act together and try for make sure say this profession is protected from interference, encroachment, poaching, all kind of thing. When I go for protect, I'm going to have a livelihood this. So I am out of time, but I thank you very much for listening. I hope we go meet again. Until then, good night, and thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.
Mama Salon, we like you.
Welcome to VOS Social Media Review, your weekly platform for insightful discussion, bold analysis, and the stories shaping our society. Join lawyer Shilon and engineer Mengat every Sunday at 8 p.m. Sierra Leone time, streaming live on all VOS social media platforms. Stay informed, stay engaged, stay connected with VOS.
Salon, I will let me salon.